Hey guys, so today's episode is going to be a little bit different. We've got our very own creative queen, Holly, the brains and the heart behind everything that is visually inspiring, and we're going to flip the script. So Holly's now going to jump behind the mic, and she's chatting with Tanya Lambert, the amazing founder of Creative House, a content creation company that's known for capturing some of the coolest moments for everyone she works with. I guess what's so amazing about this episode is how similar Holly and Tanya's worlds are. They both are full of creativity, they both love storytelling, and it's run from behind such pure passion. This one is all about women who are creating, dreaming big, and making magic happen. So let's take it from here. Go, Holly.
So, welcome back to Women Who Move, the podcast that celebrates women who are breaking barriers, redefining success, and making powerful moves in their industries. I'm your host, Holly McGee, and today I'm so excited to be chatting with someone whose creativity has literally redefined what content creation looks like. Tanya, the founder of Creative House.
Hey, Hol.
Hello. From weddings to brands to real life moments, Tanya's all about creating stories that are real, emotional, and totally timeless. Creative House has been featured in Vogue. Yes, Vogue, you heard that correctly. And has built a reputation for creating unforgettable moments, all from her iPhone. Tanya, welcome to Women Who Move.
Thanks, Holly.
So, how did Creative House come to life? What was it like at the beginning, and what hurdles did you jump over at the start?
I guess probably the biggest hurdle was that it didn't exist yet.
Oh, yeah.
So I was working at a university doing social media, and it was during COVID. So I was on TikTok and just having fun and learning how to video edit.
Yep.
So when Reels came out, it was probably August 2020. Wow. And so I did a Reel that day.
Yeah.
Because I could already figure out video editing.
Yeah.
And at that point, everyone, it was so new,
Yeah.
we didn't know how to do it. It was really tricky. It is still quite
Still
tricky.
it's still everyone's learning.
Yeah, so I remember I had a piece of clothing that I had to do a post for. I'm like, I'll do one of these reels. So I did a transition where it was off and then it was on, and then everyone was like, what, how'd you do that?
Yeah.
And it kind of just went from there. I loved it. I thought it was so much fun. So I was doing a lot of transitions and clothes and fun reels.
Yeah.
While I was still working, and then it started to just pick up. My friends who had businesses were like, can you make these for me? Because I can't figure it out. I don't know how to do it. I hate it. So I was just getting busier and busier. And I guess it came to a point where I was like, could I make this a business? Could I make reels for businesses to post on their page? Not as an influencer on my page, but for different businesses. And then I took the leap, started my own business, and then sort of never looked back, and it will be 5 years next year.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And were you doing content creation at the university, or was it completely step out of your comfort zone?
It was content creation. It started off doing event sales, actually. And then I wasn't the best at that, to be honest. So I was like,
sales and content.
I'm like, I'll be doing this, and then I'm like, actually, why don't you start an Instagram page? If we were selling weddings and events, I'm like, if we had some beautiful content on an Instagram page, that would be helpful for selling business. Anyway, they eventually, after 6 months of me whinging and whinging, they let me do it.
They finally came around to the idea.
They came around, bless them. So they let me do that, and it sort of just merged from there. And then I sort of turned into, it was marketing administrator. So I was doing social content for the external events and food and beverage.
Yeah.
So I was doing some content, and I learnt a lot there.
Yeah.
And then that was mainly photos and marketing and things like that.
Yeah.
So that's really helped my business now from doing that.
Awesome. Yeah, COVID was a crazy time, and
Crazy.
for every business and everyone starting something new as well.
Well, then that's why digital went so well, because everybody was online. And I think when people were trying to do the video content and they could understand that it was time consuming and it wasn't as easy as it looks, then they can sort of value that as a, outsource.
Yeah.
So it sort of came around, rather than prior to that, it was content creator, influencers, a bit of an eye roll, whereas now it's
and there's so many different avenues now. I think since COVID, being behind the camera and in front of the camera, UGC is a whole new world that's come to life as well.
Yeah.
In those early days of everyone coming around to the content creation world and during COVID, was there any moments that you doubted yourself or businesses had a lot of pushback with you creating this business?
Not really. I think I was very lucky. I had a lot of support. People were like, "That's a great idea," and I think because what I said, like, not everybody loves doing it, especially businesses.
Yeah.
They're trying to run their business. They might not be creative, or they might not like spending that time on creating reels.
Yeah.
So I think it was the more work I got, and people were recommending me. It was. I think it was a good thing. People were pretty supportive.
Yeah, because I guess a business owner has their own lane and content creation is, all about creativity. So I guess, they...
Mainly like probably weddings. That was a tricky one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're getting to that. But
that will be later in.
Okay, cool. We'll get to that then. That's probably a little bit more tricky.
Yeah.
Because that was interrupting an industry that already existed. Whereas this didn't exist yet.
Yeah,
so people were happy to just let you do your thing.
Yeah. You're not just running a thriving business, but you're also balancing a family life with raising 2 little boys. That's something so many women on this podcast can relate to. How do you find juggling the demands of work, business, friends, everything in between?
With great difficulty. It's difficult.
Yeah.
That's probably the hardest part. Like a lot of the time when I'm having a busy month or a busy time, I find it's the organisation of their family life that is actually what's tricky.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people will be like, "Oh, you've taken on too much, like a bigger workload."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, it's actually just the pre-organising of everything else."
Yeah, just being organised.
Yeah, the work part is okay, but then also part of my business is I will maybe shoot all day, shoot a wedding for 8 hours, or I might have 2 shoots in a day. That's the whole day. But my job's not done
but then
yet.
that's half the job.
So then I have to edit. And so if you've got like a busy week or a busy month where you're back-to-back shooting, you just get backed up with editing, which is hard. And with content, the whole point of it is to get it back quite quickly. So
the turnaround has to be.
So I have to usually stay up a little bit at night, like
put
when
the
the boys
kids to bed and then stay up.
But having your own business and being a mum allows me to be able to drop the kids off, pick them up, go to all their school things. Like even with you guys, sometimes I'm like, "Oh, the boys have got a carnival, can we switch our days?" And most of my clients are parents as well.
Yeah, so they understand.
So I've found like I really work with people who align with that work-life balance. And so that's been really helpful.
So let's talk about the creative process for a moment. Creative House has such a distinct, elevated aesthetic. Where do you get your inspiration from and how do you keep it so fresh in a fast-paced industry?
Oh, I love that question. I feel like music has a really big part in it.
Yeah.
I will film things and I won't edit it until I've found the right song for that edit, generally.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that really brings out like a unique vibe for each video.
Yep.
But I just love beautiful things. So I think that's just maybe an innate nature in me as well. Just to
naturally.
So it isn't something I have to really look for, which is I think very lucky.
Yeah.
Because I just see beautiful things in like everything.
Yeah.
Music
Got the
and
eye for it.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it is something that you either maybe have or don't have.
Yeah, most definitely. Awesome. And speaking of change, social media and content trends are moving at lightning speed, especially on TikTok these days. Where are some of the trends you're seeing emerging right now from brands or creators that you should be paying attention to for businesses or even content creators themselves?
It's such a tricky one, isn't it? Because, like I said, the trends come and go so quickly now. So if you are going to do a trend that you see on TikTok or on Instagram, you kind of have to do it immediately. Otherwise, it's gone by the end of the week.
Yeah.
So if you are chasing trends all the time, I feel like that could be quite mentally exhausting, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it depends on the brand. Some brands really do thrive with that sort of content. I think I'm more storytelling platform and like weddings and sharing your story and sharing your information in a creative way. I might use a trending song, but I don't try and follow too many of the trends. And a lot of my businesses don't either. They might like every now and then a trend that aligns with their business might work. But then, that's different if you're a content creator as well. Like you might be
chasing that
chasing
trend.
new trends, and that's what works for you. So
Yeah.
it just depends on where you're seated in the industry, I guess.
Most definitely. And I think, trends are so different from from businesses to content creators themselves
Yeah.
and where they want to go, and what you want to get out of going viral for a trend, or even creating your own trend to go viral.
Yeah, and it might not necessarily, if you're a business and you do a trend and it goes
Yeah.
viral, that doesn't necessarily bring sales because it might have nothing to do with your business. It might just be really funny.
Yeah.
So now somebody's coming to your page
Yeah.
because that's really funny. They don't really care what you're selling or
Yeah.
what you're doing, and now they expect that content.
Yeah.
So it is a bit of a tricky one, and you've just got to work out what sort of works for you.
For you and your business, yeah.
Yep.
And for those who might be just starting out, maybe launching their own brand or trying to grow their presence online, what's your top piece of advice for content creating that really connects?
I think being consistent is the main thing.
Yeah.
I like to try and tell my businesses or even content creators, if you can do one day a week where you just spend a few hours creating content, writing down ideas, what you would like to share, not necessarily copying what everyone's doing, but what is it that you want to showcase for your business or your brand or your content.
Yeah.
Writing that down and then filming some, editing them, so you've got maybe 3 out of that session that now you can post every second day for that week,
Instead
rather than
doing it
every day
every
going,
day.
I've got to post something quick, let's film something. Then
And
you're
it's
just chasing your
rushed.
tail, and then it's maybe not the quality that you want to be putting out.
Yeah.
So if you can take that one day a week and a few hours and just do your
it all
content,
done.
film it, write it out, whatever it is,
Yeah.
I feel like that helps with the consistency. And so it is hard to take that time to, use those hours to create content. I think a lot of businesses probably don't see the value in it yet,
Yeah.
but a lot of businesses are, and that's why they're thriving.
Yeah. Do you find a lot of businesses ask you for your creative advice on what they should be doing, or do a lot of people now come to you with an idea?
I would say probably 98% is, please just go
Yeah.
and do
You do
it.
you, and
just
I'll
go
be-
and do it, yeah.
Yeah.
And once because I pretty much work with people on an ongoing basis.
Yeah.
So the more I work with them, I can understand,
know them.
yeah, the vibe and the aesthetic and the tone.
Yeah.
And that helps me just to be able to be creative for them.
So I've been lucky enough to do some one-on-one trainings with you, and for the team, I create content and do some marketing with it. So I think a lot of people now growing their own business or even just starting are trying to dabble in social media as well as do a business side of it and run at the same time. So what do you think, from your experience in working with so many brands that are growing, what is one advice that you would give them when they're first growing out on their presence online?
I think one of the biggest things is to get somebody's opinion who is an expert in the field. So obviously I do video content and I work with marketing and socials.
Yeah.
And to speak to somebody that isn't in your business gives a really good light, because sometimes you can be so in your business and so passionate about it that you're sharing information and people just don't care about it as much as you do.
Yeah.
So to get a customer or a client view, an outside view, is really helpful as to what content you put out or what amount of content and what information you're putting out.
So
Because
you're creating
sometimes
a story for your business online for people to...
but it's for your customers and your clients. It's not for you or for your peers.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can be so in your business that it's hard to create as a customer of your business.
Yeah, from a different perspective.
Yes. So it is really good to outsource and get some different views about how people see your business or how they're seeing your socials or your TikTok, or the tone in which you're relaying that information and whether that is helpful to who you're trying to target.
And so, Tanya, what has been the biggest hurdle you've had in your business to date, whether it's from your start of your career or even just in the last couple of months?
I think probably the biggest hurdle is starting wedding content creation, because that was interrupting an industry that has existed for decades,
Yep.
that hadn't changed in decades. So suddenly to have somebody pop in on their phone
Alongside the
alongside a
videographer.
lot of vendors. There's a lot of wedding industry is a really big industry.
Yep.
So you're next to a photographer and a videographer that's probably been doing this for 10 to 15 years, and turning up with a phone was very daunting.
Yeah.
Especially I was the first one doing it on the Gold Coast for quite some time.
That's impressive.
I feel like I was really lucky. Like everyone was really nice, as far as I know.
Yeah. You've
but
got
I
such
did.
a beautiful aura, like your personality and everything. So I don't know how anyone could be mean.
Oh, thank you. No, everyone was really supportive and nice, I
Yeah.
found. But I was aware that I was entering in an industry that had already been established. And so I would message the photographer or the videographer. I'd find out who it was, message them first, and just kind of almost warn them, hi, I'm Tanya, this is what I'm going to be doing. I'll be with you on so-and-so's wedding day.
Yeah.
I'll try and stay out of your way as much as I can. And I feel like that really helped, just trying to respect that I was aware of what was happening and I'm not coming in hot and, replacing. Yeah. It was just like an added service for the day whilst being respectful to an industry that has been established, because you're working with a lot of vendors and a lot of people. So filming the wedding actually is the least of your worries.
Yeah.
So learning how to work alongside vendors, and it's just worked out well. Like I love it so much, and working with vendors is probably my favourite part
That's so beautiful.
of the wedding. But it was definitely nerve-wracking for quite some time.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
So I follow you on social media and I've seen all your incredible reels, but I've been thinking, how did you get all of that content? Because I know that you just went with your husband, and I've got a partner, and it is certainly not the easiest job to getting them to film absolutely anything, let alone a reel or a photo.
Yeah.
So how did you do it? What was the secret?
Well, I usually never ask him to do anything, so I prepared him. I'm like, okay, so you're my only person, and please, you might have to get me some content.
Yeah.
So I would set up my phone in the way I want it, and then I'd be like, just hold this please while I do my
Press
thing.
one button.
Also, I bought a travel tripod.
Wow, that's the secret.
And the sticky thing on the back of your phone.
Oh,
So you can just like stick that to glass.
the windows.
Yeah.
And the
But he
tripods?
was really good in Europe because I never ask him. So I was like, I'm cashing it all in for the next 2 weeks.
This is the trip of my lifetime.
Yes.
I need the perfect content.
Exactly. So he was a real good sport.
Yeah. How do you go with setting your tripod up in the public? Do you get looks, or how did that go?
I just don't care anymore, probably because I just need to get it done.
Yeah.
And also, if you look around, nobody cares,
Yeah,
especially in
that's
Europe,
true.
because everybody does that. So there was sort of no, and I mean, I didn't do it too much, but people didn't really care. And if they do, they'll have a look for maybe a second and then they're over
not
it.
gonna
But
remember it for
yeah.
the next day or anything.
yeah, but like now I have beautiful videos, so
Yeah, you're
it's
winning
just
in it.
yeah, it's just getting over that. I do get a little bit like
Nerves.
shame, but
Quick it and walk.
a
Grab
quick,
it and walk away.
wrap it up and go. But yeah.
So just confidence, fake until you make it.
Yeah, I think the more you do it, the more you just like, let's quickly get this done and wrap it up.
And so how do you wind down, especially maybe coming home from a wedding when it's all day, you've stayed until the end with a party. What's your routine when you come home and it's late at night time?
I drive home in silence, dead silence, even if it's all the way from Byron. I will just drive in silence. My friends think that is psychopath behaviour, but it helps me just process and wind down and ground so that by the time I'm home I can get to sleep. Otherwise it's, when you're out partying, you got ringing in your ears and
You're in a high.
And I've just taken on everybody's energy and emotion all day as well. So I just find that silent time and then like a chocolate sundae from Macca's.
Ooh, I love that. We love a
It's like
Macca's drive-through,
a little
cheap
treaty.
meal.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap it up with some fire questions.
Cool.
No overthinking, just go with your first thought.
Okay.
What's one app that you cannot live without?
Tezza.
Oh, I've recently got onto that train.
Yeah. Did I tell you?
Yeah, definitely from you.
Yeah, love.
Your coffee order, are you a matcha girl or still?
Iced almond latte with maple.
Ooh, maple. Interesting.
Yeah.
Love that. I'm going to have to try it.
Yeah.
And what's your dream collab? Who would it be with?
Ooh, that's a good question. Like maybe something like Chanel or Louis Vuitton or something like
insane.
huge would be cool.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Tanya, on our podcast. So anyone that's watching, where can they find you?
On Instagram, Creative House.
Yep.
Creative House Weddings and Tanny Rose.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next time.